Welcome back, everybody, to Shirley Talk. I'm Mike Mulroney.
I'm Kelly Duckworth.
Kelly, it dawned on me. We had our Christmas party yesterday, and you didn't get to have your weekly Sunday NFL party at home.
I didn't. They were very upset.
It dawned on me this morning. I was like, what in the world did they all do yesterday?
I know. They ran around like chickens with their heads cut off.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but Drew was watching it on his phone. So.
Was he? Kelly moved right next door to us.
Yeah.
And
small world.
A couple weeks ago, and she's every Sunday they've got cars in the yard, cars everywhere, but they're all big NFL fans, so it's kind of fun to watch everybody. But our Christmas party, did you get away with anything yesterday? What'd you get on the giveaway?
What did I get? Oh, I got a beer flight thing, and then Drew got a mini waffle maker.
I'm sure he'll put that to good use.
Yeah, makes heart-shaped waffles. He's very excited about that.
I bet he is.
No, but it was fun.
Avery will appreciate it one day.
I know. That's what I said. You can make her a little breakfast waffles.
That'll be their breakfast and father-son or daughter thing. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, we have Cory Anderson with us today. How you doing, Cory?
Pretty good. How about you, Mike?
Good. Thanks for coming in. We met through a Facebook. It was a group. Somebody put us all in a group called the South End something, and I've met a lot of good people. And so I was intrigued with what you do. So Triple Crown Restoration?
Triple Crown Restoration. We mostly focus on roofing and insurance claims. We also do retail work, but our specialty would be helping a homeowner walk through filing a storm claim and getting the roof put on adequately.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I've done over the years, I've had a bunch of rental property, and I've put a lot of roofs on in my day, and it's not easy work.
It is not.
How did you get into it? Did you used to be a roofer? Or?
Well, no. So, it's really funny. I never thought I'd be a roofer. So, there used to be a company called American Dream Home Improvement, and they were, literally hiring people and giving out, 2016 trucks take home.
Really?
First day.
I missed that.
You signed the paper, you take home the truck, and you were guaranteed at least the first paycheck. So, 23-year-old guy, I'm like, all right, sounds like a deal to me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then you get involved in it, and you really start to learn the industry and who you're helping. That was the biggest thing for me, was figuring out who am I helping and who am I taking away from. And once I figured out that I was helping the homeowner and taking away from the insurance company, or at least holding them to a certain standard, that's kind of what made me fall in love with it. So really, I kind of went into this job not ever thinking it would be a real profession, and it turned out that I loved it. And now I've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years. Been to a couple different companies, and now we're starting our own thing here at Triple Crown Restoration here in Louisville. And if you call Triple Crown Restoration in Louisville, you're going to get a hold of me.
Do you still have the truck? I'm fascinated about that story right there.
No. They're gone, and that that company.
That's hilarious.
It really was. I couldn't believe it. My mother couldn't believe it. My grandmother couldn't believe it. So, but it happened, and I'm thankful for it every day because. Again, it got me to where I'm at. All of the smaller things that seemed stupid and remedial at the time have paid off and got me where I'm at now.
Well, it's baby steps.
It is.
And sometimes you got to find that path. So that's pretty cool. So what else? Do y'all primarily roofs? Do you do anything else?
We do sidings and gutters, but yes, primarily roofs. A lot of times, there's the market just isn't as wide for just gutters. You kind of, if your gutter is damaged along with your roof, we'll take care of it. If your siding is damaged along with your roof, we'll take care of it. But we're not necessarily seeking.
You're not going to go out actively pursuing siding jobs or
correct, because siding's more black and white. There's either a hole in it or there's not. And then you look at, well, is it 5 feet and below? Because if it's at 5 feet and below, they're going to say it was a rock from your weed eater, or something human made this damage happen. So if there's not a giant hole in your siding up by the window.
But insurance typically isn't going to claim that.
Yeah, they're not going to pay for it. Yeah, they're going to tell you to take care of it.
Huh.
Yeah,
so you didn't really have a construction background at all?
The most construction background that I've ever had is I helped my father build his house when I was in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But it was not a good time. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But we did do the garage roof. But it's crazy enough, I didn't fall in love with that process at that time. You know what I mean? So we did a little bit of everything. We ran the electricity. We poured some concrete. Really anything you could get middle school age kids to do, we did, to help build that house. I'm not going to lie to you, I hated it. But, again, some of them small things that bring you to where you are that you don't appreciate at the time.
Oh, yeah, because you look back and think, man, why did I do that? I've done a lot of construction stuff over time with rental property, and I used to help a company pour concrete, and that's grueling work.
Yeah, it is.
But, that's a pretty incredible story.
I don't know that I'd want to be on a roof either, though.
Really?
No, what if you fall off?
Well, they're not that bad, so I typically don't get on the
You did
really
the other
big
day. I
roofs.
saw you did the other day.
That was an easy walker. That was one of them PRP homes.
I saw that, yeah.
So, but no, anything with them steep things, I kind of try to stay off. Believe it or not, I'm a roofer that's scared of heights. But a house is not that big of a deal to me. It's more of a being in a plane or climbing a cliff would be more of my fear kind of thing.
I've traveled a lot for work, my day job, and planes don't bother me. But yeah, heights. When I was younger, I'd get up on it. I had a 2-story house and a rental house, and I put most of the roof on that one when I was younger. But the last time I was down there, I couldn't step off the ladder. My legs wouldn't move. It was the craziest thing ever. Now, single story is not too bad, but 2-story, I just can't even do it.
Absolutely.
I guess as you get older, the fear sets in, and you realize that, you got more to lose if you fall off a roof versus when you're single and young. So what's the process? Do you work directly with the insurance companies to try and help get the claim filed, or how do you do that?
Well, I mean, if you don't know me personally or you don't reach out to me on Facebook or internet, very typically I'm going to be at your front door, knocking. Hi, my name's Cory. I work for Triple Crown Restoration. I'm going to give you the spill. And then what we would do is we would call the insurance company with you if we think that there's adequate storm damage to file a claim.
Okay.
And we would say, hey, Mr. Insurance Company, this is what we believe is going on up here. What happens at that point is they set you an adjuster appointment. I meet with the adjuster to show the adjuster what I have found, because let's be honest, not all insurance companies are bad and not all insurance agents are bad. I need to make sure I say that because I want to develop relationships with insurance agents. But that's not in their best interest. It's not in Allstate's best interest to come out and pay for everybody's roof that says they have damage. Mm-hmm. It's a conflict of interest. So for them to say, and this is something that's in the roofing industry that's talked about frequently, just for them to say that you're in good hands is very much kind of a lie, because it's a conflict of interest for the homeowner to be taken care of and Allstate to be profitable.
Right.
Both things can't exist. You know what I mean? So what I do is say, hey, I kind of say, hey, this is what the damage is. I can't tell you how many homeowners it's called and said, well, my insurance company came out and said that there was no damage or that we should only repair 5 shingles, like I made my post about the other day. And, I come out there and very literally show them me physically repairing the shingle and the damage that it's going to cause to the surrounding area. And then I send that information over to Allstate, for example, and Allstate calls me back and says, okay, you've proved that the roof is not repairable. We're going to go ahead and file for a full replacement, which ultimately helps the homeowner, because now you've got this 30, 50-year roof barring that a tornado or a major hailstorm comes through, and you don't have to worry about it no more. As opposed to a repair, you're just going to have to do another repair, and it's an ongoing process.
A lot of times the repair that doesn't take into account that the wood underneath might be bad.
Correct. How many times have you repaired this? Are you repairing a roof that has 2 layers? How long has that wood or other issues been ignored? And that's largely most people's problem, is a lack of understanding of the process and what we're really trying to do.
Well, the insurance company won't insure a house if it's got more than 2 layers of shingles on it. Is that right, or do you know?
I'm not familiar with it. I haven't heard that, and I've done quite a few roofs that had 2-3 layers and were insured. So maybe if they find out about it, but again, and I'm sure our listeners can attest to this, how many times has your insurance company came out to your house when you're getting insurance?
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah. They just say, here's your square footage, pay me my money, please don't call me.
Well, that's kind of what we deal with, is obviously insurance companies are for profit and they're trying to make money. I mean, so just like with our medications and stuff with the people we help, the insurance companies often turn it down because they don't feel they should pay that stuff. But their goal when they first started insurance years and years ago was to take care of people. But now they kind of slide back because they're looking at the profit margin.
I mean, very literally, when I started this, when I had the brand new truck, USAA was one of the ones that we were like, we can't wait to get a homeowner that has USAA, is the way we used to feel. Now, after they've commercialized and they start seeing more Super Bowl commercials, and it's not the same as it was when I first started. State Farm was a pain to deal with when I first started. They're one of the easier ones to deal with now. So it kind of sways back and forth from year to year.
Yeah. I wonder, it seems like roofs are one of the primary things that insurance companies pay for.
Yes.
But obviously they do that because it's in their best interest. If a roof is leaking and causes other damage, it's going to cause them more money in the long run. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that's probably what they look at.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we have a homeowner right now that's unfortunately dealing with that very situation. Unfortunately, the insurance company dragged their feet on his project. He eventually had water come through his ceiling, completely damaged the rest of his home. And, you know, the insurance company said, well, just send us an estimate for the interior damage. Just send us an estimate. We'll send you a check. So we wrote him up a fair estimate.
$50,000.
Yeah. I mean, very literally, it was $20,000 because, I mean, it's the whole house. It's you know, your floor, your subfloor, your drywall, the ceiling. I mean, it was everything in between. And they said, oh, no, well, we can't pay that much. You know, why not?
Yeah.
You know, if you'd have done your job over here, I wouldn't be dealing with this problem. So, you know.
Did they ultimately cover it?
No. I mean, he's
still fighting it.
I'm sure he's still fighting it in his own way, but I just don't believe it's going to be a situation that we can help him with at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, unfortunately, it has to be like that. Now, we did do his roof. We've got his roof taken care of, but we couldn't. And that's where it comes into. There's not as much of a fight, or so when you're going to court for like certain cases, you know, they always bring up old cases. You know, Roe versus Wade is an old term for an old case that happened a long time ago. So what roofers do is we build cases over the years and say, no, you have to pay for this because of X, Y, and Z. That's pretty much a compliment to the industry as a whole, not just in Kentucky, but in America. I mean, there's very literally groups of thousands of roofers that do nothing but discuss things with each other. You know, now if there's a drywall and a flooring aspect of that in the world, I'm not aware of it, but I think it's really, you know, the industry as a whole works together to fight these industries and to learn these ins and outs and what we can and can't say to help homeowners. So when an insurance company says we're not going to pay for all this interior damage, we don't have as many tools to say, yes, you are because of X, Y, and Z, or the letter of the law.
So you're creating like a roofers coalition that can create documentation to say, wait a minute, y'all paid for this guy over here. How come you're not paying for this one?
I mean, I'm not personally. I mean, well, I guess I am.
Makes sense, though, if there was going on.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm not heading up that battle personally. We're going to do it for our company in the future. But, yes, if you're a roofer or working with insurance, that is absolutely what I would do. I would start building documents that said, yes, you've paid for X, Y, and Z, because
they're strengthening that.
You're strengthening your argument. And if everybody in the industry works together, then it will become the industry normal.
Sounds like you need to create some sort of roofers database to show different claims that have been paid versus some that haven't.
Mm-hmm. That actually would be a pretty good idea.
Yeah, you could charge monthly for that. Hey, there you go. I see another business idea.
There you go.
So where do you all work? Are you primarily right here in Louisville? Do you go out different counties?
Are you a storm chaser?
I try not to be. I've chased a few storms. I went up to Indianapolis when the hailstorm happened a couple years ago. Wasn't very successful, but didn't quite put in the time that you need to put in to do that kind of thing. I thought about going out to Bardstown very recently. You can't really ignore quarter size hail.
Right.
So, but no, primarily I really just stick to the south end of Louisville. Dixie Highway, got a lot of builds on Dixie Highway. Got several in the Mount Washington area, a couple out in J-Town, a couple out in Crestwood. So we do a little bit of everywhere, but this office specifically is more focused on Louisville. If things continue to grow for us the way they have been, we will eventually have an E-Town office or a Shelbyville office or an Indiana office, you know, like I said. So our offices that we have now is Louisville, South Carolina, and 2 in North Carolina. And I believe that we are opening 2 Michigan offices come next spring. If everything, you know, don't want to speak too soon, but if everything pans out the way it's supposed to, that will be happening. So business is growing. We plan to take care of the surrounding areas to where I don't have to drive to all them places. They have their own office kind of deal.
That's awesome.
Bardstown, for example, seems to have a storm every 3-4 years.
Yeah, bad ones. Tornadoes blow through there.
I mean,
I don't get it. They're in the tornado path or something.
It's crazy because, I mean, when I first started roofing, Bardstown was one of them areas. They was like, y'all can drive to Bardstown, you know, because we know there's damage out there, you know, but, it's. Yeah.
So, you know, you'll drive through a neighborhood here and there, and you'll look up and you'll see a metal roof, and then in 20, 30 houses down, you see another metal roof. Do you all do metal roofs, and are they kind of coming you know, a lot of times you see metal roofs around the lake areas and things like that, but they seem like they're gaining some steam. Do you see that much at all, or y'all just primarily deal with shingles?
We primarily deal with asphalt shingles. There's nothing against metal roofs, but there's a couple different types of metal roofs. So first of all, you've got your barn-style roof, which is very literally named after what you'd put on a barn. Something. What do you put in your barn? Your horses, stuff you don't mind getting a little wet. It ain't got to be drenched. Just a drip here and there is not going to tear it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the horses might like it.
But for your house, that's a different story. A drip here and there is a disaster getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. And then you've got now standing seam roofs. Now, standing seam roofs, from a functionality standpoint, are probably the best way to go. Because, I mean, let's be honest, they're metal, they're seamless, there's no leaks. Here's the issue, though, and this goes back to even asphalt shingles. When you're dealing with insurance adjusters and insurance claims, there's so many layers to what helps you get approved, and one of those layers is the adjuster himself. You know, what are his capabilities? Can he approve you on the spot? Does he have to turn it into a desk adjuster? Is this a third-party adjuster, or does this person work for Allstate themselves? You know, there's a lot of layers to that. So depending on who you get and what their qualifications are, you very well may need a piece of help to go all the way through your metal roof before it becomes claimable. So
just a scratch isn't going to do anything.
No. I mean, it could cosmetically look awful, but as long as it's still functioning,
not leaking,
they're not going to pay for it or replace it. And so, you know, I think, in my personal opinion, I would probably go asphalt if I were going to put something on my house, because I don't want to be married to that for that long. And I don't want to be responsible for it because my insurance company is going to find another way to wiggle out of it when it's time to replace it.
Yeah.
Asphalt shingles is a little easier to argue with, kind of thing. Like, if there's damage, you have to pay for it, you know.
Yeah.
And we're going to, like you said, look at the wood, replace the felt, code building upgrades that happen over the years. You know, different things like that that'll help, you know.
Yeah, we just did built a pole barn at the lake and did the metal roof on it, and it sucked. I mean, I do shingles all day long just because, to me, it's easier.
Oh, yeah.
But getting that metal up there was, I don't know, it was miserable.
Look,
so I don't understand. But you watch these people that do it all the time, they just got it down to a science, you know.
Look, I still got a cut on my finger from my last metal roof.
Yeah,
so,
slices. I had them all over my hands. Yeah, so, but it was bad. So what makes you all stand out from everybody else? If there's one thing that you could say that, you know, you all do better than the competition, is there anything that you could point out?
Well, there's two things. First of all, I would like to be known as the roofer that pulls up.
Okay.
When you call me, I'm pulling up. I'm here. I'm here to service you. I'm here to take care of you as the customer.
Okay.
Secondly, you're only as good as your crew, and our crews are the best. They work for some of the other Louisville companies that have been long-standing and have great reviews. And so I can rely on them. I don't have to babysit them. I don't have to stand there and watch them work all day because I know they're going to cut corners. They're going to do exactly what we say, how we say it, and keep it to the letter of the law. And that's really the bottom line. You know, what's your service guy like? Which, like I said, I pull up. What's your crew like? Do they do the work properly? The rest of it's anybody can do. You know what I mean? The rest of it's just answering phones and talking to people.
You know, I firmly believe in today's world, especially in today's world, if you take care of your people, they're going to take care of you. And it sounds like you've probably mastered that as well. The people that come work for you, they obviously seem happy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, there's not a whole lot of people that work for me. The sub-crews, you know, they do the roof or whatever. The people that are happy with me are the customers, the homeowners. You've seen the I Am Dixie Highway reviews. That's what gets me up in the morning. Yeah. It's them people saying that I did a good job, I took care of them. You know, I'm this, I'm that. That's what gets me up in the morning.
Absolutely, but you still have to have a happy crew.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. We take care of them. You know, we sit down and eat. We treat them like family. Yeah. You know,
and that means a lot. Yeah. It really does. So, what do you do in your spare time? I mean, roofing's got to be a 20-hour day a gig or whatever. I mean, you get any sleep?
No. And then I pick up another gig after that. I coach different various sports in the afternoons, which, if you know anything about coaching, is also very time consuming.
It is. I've done it a lot.
So as of right now, I am the T-ball commissioner over at Prairie Village Baseball.
That, yeah.
So we're trying to get Prairie Village back to where it was when I was a kid, and I believe that starts at the T-ball division because that's where you fall in love with the game and where you learn the fundamentals. So hopefully I can be successful there. I'm an assistant coach at Atherton High School for the football team. It's be my third year going into next season.
They had a good year this year, didn't they?
Absolutely. We've made history the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Increased our win percentage by just a little bit. The next over-the-hump step with us would be to, take down South Oldham and win district. That's kind of what we're looking at doing now.
Okay. Yeah, I think I told you earlier. My daughter went there, and I try to keep up with them when I can. But
Yeah.
I just recognized this year that you all had a pretty decent year in football.
Coach White's doing a great job over there. Absolutely. I mean, he's very literally when I applied for the job, he said, I'm coaching at Atherton. I said, where? and I'm from here. I've been in Louisville my whole life, you know, but he's turned that program around. I mean, he's done a fantastic job. I can't say enough about what he's done for that program. I really can't. He's dug in and he's changed it. And I seen this past year because he passed on his first class. You know, when you come in as a coach, those kids that are freshmen, they become seniors. We just graduated his first group of seniors, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And those kids and those people have made the program over the past 2 historical seasons that we've had.
Well, Atherton's doing some good stuff. Have you ever met the girls' basketball coach?
Actually, I have. He played for UK. I
One
like
of my
him.
favorite all-time Wildcats.
Yeah.
Man. And I walked up to him, and my daughter was going to play for him one year, and she decided to not stay at Atherton. But my middle daughter, and I was just in awe. And he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
But I was just like, man, I've seen you shoot threes, and it was unreal, man. It was unreal. So.
And he's a great coach. He has a lot of
Yeah.
patience with the girls. I've never coached an all-girls team of anything, and I have 2 daughters, so I'm sure my time's running out in that category. But he has the utmost patience for that, and he does a good job with them.
Well, he's one of my all-time favorites, man. So anyway, it was pretty incredible. Well, awesome story. That's pretty incredible what you do, and it sounds like business is picking up, so that's fantastic. A lot of it is getting the word out and letting people know what you're capable of doing.
Absolutely.
So
I definitely appreciate the opportunity to come on here and share the word. And, like I said, I'm just here to take care of the customers and take care of the people that live in the area that I live in, and even outside of that if you need me, because I have friends that live all over. So if you call me, I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to help.
Yeah, make connections. That's
you
what
go.
it's all about.
Absolutely.
Somebody told me once the secret to business is relationships. And if you're building relationships, you're going to build your business.
It's not about what you know. It's about who you know.
That's exactly right.
Do you have a website or anything, or just social media?
Just our website would take you to our main page, which is not going to help the listeners of this podcast. So you can simply look me up on Facebook, Cory Anderson. You'll see the roofing, you'll see the coaching, it should point you to the right space.
Yeah.
Also, again, I have a lot of reviews on I Am Dixie Highway. You can see my work. You can tell what I do, what I bring to the table. Just happy to be here and help.
Sounds good. We'll get it out soon. We'll tag you and get your Facebook page tagged as well. So thanks for coming in.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Kelly, how can people help Shirley's Way?
Well, it's the end of the year. We're heading into the middle of December already, which is crazy. But if you want to make an end-of-the-year donation, go to our website at shirleysway.org. We'd love to have you as a $10 monthly donor. Check out our raffles. Watch our YouTube videos. We have all kinds of fun stuff on there. So,
All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you again.
see ya.